Quitting wholesale. Quitting wholesale. How I almost didn't make it. All right. So after I left working with Sean Terry, all right, this is back, must be 2021, right? So here I am. I got my big check, right? At that time, it was like $45,000 check. And it was the biggest check that I ever had. And I was on my own. We had moved into a bigger rental house. I had my whole family, right? I had my son was born, my daughter was born, had my two older kids. And here I was sitting, we had this little room that I converted into an office. I was sitting in there and it was like a blank room, had a little crappy couch in there. I had my PPC running, but my money was getting low, right? And it was dinging. Like every time $500 would get spent, it would ding, right? And I was looking at my money, I was looking at my bills, and I saw where things were going. And at the time, like I would just sit there sometimes during the day and I would just like stare at the wall and just like zone out and just feel like the pressure, right? Damn, like the leads that were coming in weren't good, didn't know where things were going. And the reason I'm telling this story is I know other people have dealt with this, right? And my hope is to encourage you guys and give you like a positive outlook. Because there was times where I was like, damn, like I'm done, I'm finished, right? And I just sit there and stare at the wall, and then like my wife would like try to cheer me up, and I had my Jeep, so like we go, I'm like, let's go off-roading, let's do something, right? Like let's just get out of the house. I knew I had to work because I didn't have any money coming in. I didn't have a whole lot of money saved, but I would just want to just get out, right? And it was just like, damn, and just felt like dead, right? So I want to tell you this. Wholesale is not meant to be done alone. It's a lonely game. It's difficult. You deal with a lot of negativity and it's a lot of pressure. And especially if you're counting on deals and they don't go through, and then you have to start back from zero. Because when you're working your own deal front to back, right, there's certain deals that it just falls apart. It's not anything that you did, right? And to go back to zero when you're really counting on that is like devastating, right? And like, here's the thing, guys. This was before I knew Novations. This was before anything, before I'd really seen like hardly any success, right? I had a little success, where I had proof of concept and did a bunch of deals when I worked for someone else. But I was making like a little cut. I was making like 10%, right? And I just want to tell you this. Like, if you're going through this, right? Especially when you've seen a little bit of bread. And like to me, like having that $45,000, that was more money than I'd ever touched. The whole time doing Kirby, if I had $10,000 in my bank account, like I was rich. You know what I mean? That was like when I felt like cool. You know what I mean? And having that $45,000 and getting little 10, 15s here, but they have it just be gone so quick, like marketing, expenses, feeding my family, like trying to like do little things for them, you know what I mean? And not really let them know that like things were not good. It was really tough. Like it was a tough time. I know there's other people that go through this, right? And what changed everything for me was, one, I had good people around me, luckily. Right? And one of those people was Brandon Simmons. And, I was telling him my story and everything and what I was going through. And he ended up linking me up with some different people that he knew. And he was trying to help me out and trying to put me on. And I'm so glad that like I didn't quit. Because like right during that time was like a pivotal moment where like my life could have like taken a completely different turn. Because like I did consider like getting a job, right? I was like, yo, I need to get a freaking job, like a job. And I just want to tell you this, like, look, if you're going through that, just know this. It's normal. It happens to everybody that's been through this. And this is not meant to be done alone. This is not like a solo sport. And you can make a living doing it alone, right? But you're playing a dangerous game because you're like a bad month or two away from having things go wrong. And it's just mentally, it's a lot to deal with because as soon as you stop working, you stop eating. You know what I mean? And you can't get in a phase where you have no deals going. And once you have deals going, you have to work the deals. So this is some things that helped me. Being around people that were encouraging. Working with other people, right? I had people that would be sending me leads and stuff, and that helped out a lot, right? But like the big thing was when I did swallow my pride and I ended up going and working for Corey, that's when I learned Novations. And that's what changed everything, right? That's what was a huge thing. Like if I hadn't learned that, I don't know where I'd be now, right? So like me humbling myself and going and working with him and learning that, even though we weren't doing it the way that I did it now, it showed me like a new thing that was possible. And that's what ended up leading. And even after I left there for a while, I would do my own thing. Like I'd have people sending me leads, I'd be working the deals, everything like that. But I wasn't in like a team. There wasn't any camaraderie. It was like solo dude, me, right? Working with them, getting the deals done and going and doing my thing. But like, since I've been growing this team and seeing like, the people coming into the team, like genuine good people, you know what I mean? And genuinely want to do great things with their life. I would just tell you this, like if you're on your own and you're struggling right now, there could be a pivot that is meant to switch up the whole game for you, where maybe you learn some new information that you didn't know that changes everything. Right? And if this is speaking to you and you think that this might be for you, I want to tell you, I am looking for good people to come on our team. Okay, it's not something you have to do full time, but there has to be a time commitment, right? 15 hours a week would be like the minimum. But it's a tough game to do by yourself, and it's not meant to do that way. And it's a lot for you to have all that on your shoulders and be flying solo. Because here's the deal, bro. Like your family, it's not meant for them to understand. It's not. Like your stuff that you take on, right? Like no one can help you with that. It's got to be something that you overcome yourself, and really with other people that understand what it is. Like it's one of those things, unless you wholesale, unless you do that, unless you're an entrepreneur, people just aren't going to get it. And it's not really for them to take on that burden because they don't even know what to do with it. I mean, it's hard for you. It's even harder for them. You know what I mean? So anybody, if you're going through it, just know my biggest breakthroughs have always been right after like the toughest times where I wanted to quit. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I was going to embarrass myself. I thought I was going to, you know what I mean? Let my family down and just be wrecked and like be humiliated and the whole 9 yards, right? But like, we're looking for good people, and we want to build a team where you can have your own business within a business, okay? And what we have going on right now is very special because not only can we help our own teammates, we can bring new people into the business and teach them and mentor them and bring them up. And then also, for the struggling wholesalers out there that have these opportunities just sitting there. They're just sitting there in their CRM. They don't know how to work them. They don't know how to close them. They don't know how to do all the complicated process. We can help put them on and get them a check. So here's the thing. Like, look, there's been some negativity on my page, and I take full responsibility for that. Okay, I posted that. I just want to let you guys know, moving forward, it's all going to be about my mission, and there's not going to be anything that's going to take me away from that. And I'm going to be just laser focused on that because I really feel like, look, I need to worry about my own people and not worry about other things that are going on that don't affect me. So like, you guys have my word. Moving forward, we're focused on the mission because it's not about any other people that are in the business. It's about our people and how we're going to help them and put them on. And I hope that my actions haven't turned anybody away where the negativity left a bad taste in their mouth and, they don't want to be a part of what we're doing because of that. And if that happened, then look, that's my bad. And it's unfortunate. And I feel for those people because maybe we could have had a good relationship. Maybe something good could have came out of it. But just moving forward, we're laser focused on our mission. Okay. And our mission is to help the wholesalers that have these deals that don't know what to do with them to bring on good people onto the team to do what we, to build our businesses and build our lives. And like my mission for everybody that works with me is I want you to have time for your family. I want you to be able to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, right? If we have the right business model and the right techniques, you can make tons of money just working normal hours. That's what I do. I don't really work weekends. I don't really work nights. If I have to, I will, right? But having the team also helps push me and it helps push them. Because I know, look, it's not just about me, right? I got to make sure I'm bringing leads in. I got to make sure I'm pouring into them and bringing them up because they're counting on it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing too. If you're feeling down, one thing you can do to change everything is stop worrying about yourself and figure out who you can help or how you can improve and focus on something positive. Dwelling in the negativity is where you get in this vicious cycle and you get in this down spin. And there's so many different distractions and so many things to get upset about where it's the enemy pulling you away from what you're really supposed to be doing. So, if this is speaking to you and you think you might want to be involved with a team, right? I'm flying out tomorrow. We're doing the 7-part series with Jerry. I'm speaking with Brent next Tuesday. I just did a thing with Courtney Scott and his people. We're putting out free trainings. Like, we have a mission and we have a plan. We can get to this 1,200 deals a year and we can completely disrupt the industry and do it in an ethical way and really be a shining example. Not worry about what other people are doing. Just make sure what we're doing is the right thing. So if you have a good heart, if you're coachable, if you're willing to learn, okay, everybody that joins the Rainmakers, that joins our organization, they start off as an intake specialist. And I don't care if you've never done a deal or if you've done 1,000 deals. Everybody starts off there. The reason why, okay? One, if you plan on building a team, you need to know what it's like to be in the entry-level position. Two, we don't want to give you more responsibility than is going to, we want to make sure we set you up for success. So you have to master the basics before you can move on to the next thing. Okay. And for a lot of people, the intake specialist, it could be a week or two, right? If you have all these deals under your belt and you're a killer and you study the materials, you take everything in and you take it seriously and you laser focus, it could be a very short time position where you're in the intake specialist and you can move up to closer very quickly. Here's the thing. Look, there's an abundance of opportunity right now. Okay. And I'm never the person to want to hold someone back. And honestly, everybody is more valuable as a closer. If I could have everybody just come in, close bad deals, I would do that. But that's not the path of success, right? You have to start off intake specialist. Then once you master the anchor phase and the delivery phase, then you move up to closer. Okay. And once you master closing the deals, then it's time for you to give back and start building your own team. All right. And on your team, you make a commission off of everything your people do. And this is what we focus on. And we talked about this in my meeting this morning with the team, right? We don't focus on what we need. We focus on serving the sellers at a high level, serving the JV partners at a high level, treating them like VIPs, getting to their leads as quickly as possible. If they need redirection on what type of leads to send, doing it in a kind way, in an educational way. We never resent anybody for sending in a bad lead, quote unquote, right? It's just an education thing for them to understand what it is that we're looking for. And we appreciate every opportunity. There's no such thing as bad opportunity. And I had someone that, anybody that hasn't had to get their own leads doesn't understand how valuable any lead is. Okay, anyone that said, I would even consider an offer is a valuable lead. Right? So, look, I love you guys. I hope if you're going through it right now, I hope that you reach out, whether it be me or whether it be someone else, and connect with someone that's in motion where they can show you, hey, look, it's hard doing what you're doing right now, but building a wholesale business by yourself is the equivalent to building your own house and hammering in all the nails. It's extremely difficult. It's possible. There's people that do it. But it's not a sustainable lifestyle. And ultimately, it is a team sport. And you will be happier having more people involved and being around more people. Because here's the thing, look, we all encourage each other. And it even gets to be like a friendly competition, right? Where we all want to push. And when we see other people winning, it shows us what's possible. And then we expect to win, right? When you're by yourself, it seems like, man, dude, sometimes does wholesaling even work anymore? Do Novation work? It's tough, right? But here's the thing. If anybody can do it, you can do it. If anybody's out there winning, if you do what they're doing, you'll be winning too. And it's a mixture of constant progression, looking for what your weak points are and recognizing them, being accountable for them, right? And that's what I'm working on too. You know, I'm newly revived in my faith, and I'm really working towards being a more godly person, and, you know, taking any of my weaknesses, the things, my faults and everything, and really focusing on myself and focusing on my people. Because people that are my people, they ain't never going to be my people, right? And I don't want to turn away people that I could be helping because I'm putting a bad taste in their mouth about something else that honestly in the big picture doesn't affect me. And it isn't something that should be my concern, because that's not my mission, right? My mission is building this organization and making my JV partners tons of money, growing my team, spreading the opportunity for good people, and making sure that this business is ethical. And the way to make sure it's ethical is not by worrying about what other people are doing. It's by us growing and showing that you can be a good person, you can do things the right way, and you can win on a massive level. You can. That's the sustainable thing. So look, I love you guys. I don't want to make this live too long. Appreciate everybody that supported me, all my JV partners that have sent in deals. I'm so grateful that I didn't quit, even if at times I was hanging on by a thread. And I thank my wife too. She always encouraged me. She always believed in me. You know what I mean? Even sometimes when I didn't believe in myself. But that's the beauty of having good people around you. You know what I mean? The easiest way to have good people around you is try to be a good person yourself. Be the friend that you wish you had, right? There's an old saying, if you try to look for a good friend, you'll find they're few and far between. If you try to be a good friend, you'll find they're everywhere. So look, I'm learning. I'm trying to do better. Anybody that, you know, this speaks to, send me a 3 to 4 minute video on your background, introduce yourself, where you're trying to go, what your hopes and dreams are, and why you feel that you could be an asset for the team. And, you know, I'm going to go through the submissions. We got a lot of things going on, coming down the pipeline. I want to spread this opportunity to as many people as I can. And I want to just spread positive vibes, get away from any negativity. Any perceived beef, there is none. It's squashed. In my book, I have no problems with anybody. And we're laser focusing on our mission. Okay? So it ain't, if you ain't with us, you're against us. Look, we love everybody. And you know, I hope you do come with us, because we're going to a great place. But, you know, if it doesn't speak to you, maybe it's not for you, and it's totally cool. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night. If you're struggling, just know it gets better if you don't quit. And yeah, see you soon. Let's go.